হেডমাস্টারের পরীক্ষায় বসবেন, আর কোনো চিন্তা নয়, সাথে থাকুন আমার চ্যানেলে।
Inclusive education, educating all together. Inclusive education, i.e., is a revolutionary approach to education that brings all children, regardless of their abilities, together in the same classroom. It's a philosophy that promotes schools, communities, and neighborhoods to be welcoming spaces for everyone, celebrating diversity rather than shying away from it. The core goal: equal opportunity for all learners. The primary objective of IE is to address the unique needs of each student and ensure their active participation in learning, cultural experiences, and the broader community. This fosters a more inclusive and tolerant society where everyone feels valued and respected. Moving beyond separation, everyone belongs. The traditional practice of separating children with disabilities from their peers is no longer considered acceptable. IE recognizes that all children, regardless of their strengths or weaknesses, deserve equal access to educational opportunities. 5 Pillars of Inclusion. Several key elements are crucial for successful implementation of IE. 1. Relationships. Building strong, positive relationships between students, teachers, and families is essential. 2. Shared experiences. Creating opportunities for students to learn and play together fosters a sense of belonging and community. 3. Advocacy. Ensuring all students have a voice and their needs are heard and addressed. 4. Sense of identity. Helping each student develop a strong sense of self-worth and belonging. 5. Transparency. Open communication and collaboration between teachers, families, and the community. Benefits of inclusive education: a brighter future for all. Inclusive schools benefit all students in numerous ways. Increased engagement. Differentiated instruction caters to individual learning styles, keeping students engaged. Stronger academic achievement. Targeted academic support helps each student reach their full potential. Positive learning environment. Behavioral support strategies create a positive and inclusive learning atmosphere for everyone. Expanding the circle, reaching all children. To achieve truly inclusive education, we need to ensure access for all children who might be marginalized. Children from disadvantaged backgrounds. Working children. Children living on the streets. Children of migrant workers. Children living with HIV/AIDS. Children with physical or mental disabilities. By embracing these groups and providing the necessary support, we can create an education system that truly benefits all. Program of Action, POA, 1992, a blueprint for educational reform. The Program of Action, POA, 1992, a significant addition to the National Policy on Education, NPE, 1986, aimed to revolutionize the Indian education system. Envisioned to establish a uniform entrance examination for admission to professional and technical programs nationwide, the POA sought to ensure equal opportunities for all aspirants. The POA introduced innovative programs like distance education and open school systems to cater to the diverse needs of students in remote, rural, and urban areas. For tribal communities, educational micro-planning was proposed to address their specific requirements. Furthermore, the program emphasized the education of adult illiterate women, highlighting their crucial role in societal development. The primary objective of the POA was to achieve universal enrollment, retention, and successful completion of education up to the age of 14. To enhance educational quality, the POA proposed the establishment of Navodaya Vidyalayas across the nation. These residential schools aim to nurture high achievers from all socioeconomic backgrounds, providing them with a quality education. Women's education was another key focus of the POA. Recognizing the pivotal role of women in society, the program aimed to empower them through education. The PAW was a significant step towards modernizing the Indian education system, emphasizing scientific knowledge and preparing students for the challenges of the 21st century. Key recommendations of the PAW in 1992 included early childhood care and education, universalization of elementary education, secondary education, Navodaya Vidyalayas to improve the quality of education, women education, adult education and micro-planning, education for students with disabilities. Committee, officially known as the National Advisory Committee, was established by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, Government of India, in 1993. Chaired by the renowned physicist Yashpal, the committee was tasked with investigating the issue of overburdening of school children. The committee's primary objective was to identify ways to reduce the excessive workload placed on students, often leading to stress, anxiety, and a diminished interest in learning. The report, titled Learning Without Burden, presented a comprehensive set of recommendations aimed at reforming the Indian education system. Here are some of the key objectives and recommendations of the Yashpal Committee. 1. Reduce curriculum overload. The committee emphasized the need to reduce the vast amount of content students were required to learn, allowing them to focus on understanding concepts rather than rote memorization. 2. Promote experiential learning. The report advocated for more practical and experiential learning activities, such as experiments, projects, and field trips, to make learning more engaging and meaningful. 3. Revise assessment methods. The committee suggested shifting the focus from examinations that primarily test memory to assessments that evaluate understanding, problem-solving skills, and creativity. 4. Improve teacher training. The report highlighted the importance of providing teachers with adequate training and support to implement the recommended changes effectively. 5. Create a supportive learning environment. The committee emphasized the need for a conducive learning environment, free from stress and anxiety, where students feel comfortable and motivated to learn. The Yashpal Committee's report has had a significant impact on Indian education. Its recommendations have influenced educational policies and practices, leading to reforms aimed at reducing the burden on students and improving the overall quality of education. Analyzing the image and its content. National Curriculum Framework, NCF 2005. The NCF 2005 serves as a guiding framework for developing syllabi, textbooks, and teaching practices within India's school education programs. It emphasizes the importance of improving the quality of learning for all students, especially young learners, while fostering lifelong learning and skill development. Key recommendations. Curriculum reform. The NCF advocates for a curriculum that promotes critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. Teacher training. The framework emphasizes the need for high-quality teacher training to equip educators with the skills to implement the new curriculum effectively. Institutional reform. The NCF suggests replacing existing regulatory bodies like NCT, AICT, and UGC with a unified Commission for Higher Education and Research, SHARE, to streamline higher education governance. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, RMSA. Launched in 2009, the RMSA aims to provide universal secondary education for all children aged 15 to 16 in India. It focuses on addressing gender, socioeconomic, and disability barriers to ensure equitable access to education. Key objectives. Inclusivity. Removing barriers to education for all students, including those with disabilities. ICT integration. Incorporating information and communication technology, ICT, into education. Teacher-student ratio. Improving the pupil-teacher ratio to 30:1. Constructivist approach. Adopting a constructivist approach to learning, emphasizing active engagement and critical thinking. Inclusive education, prioritizing inclusive education to cater to the needs of mentally and physically disadvantaged children. Micro-planning, focusing on micro-planning to address specific local needs, with a preference for ashram schools in rural areas. Vocational education, promoting vocational education to equip students with practical skills. 100% retention, achieving 100% retention of students in secondary education by 2020. Overall, the image highlights the